Okay, welcome back. So what happens next? Before we do animation, we can recreate the scene to add a little detail. That is to say, on the lawn, we hope to see some details of this small piece of grass. So some details like this. It is not recommended that you use models to build. Although you can also do this, but doing that would be a waste of time. And the results obtained are almost the same. It's not even as convenient as the method I'm going to talk about next. Then I hope that in the picture, can add an effect similar to this grass. Right? So if such an effect, how can we make it more convenient? The answer is we can use crayons to draw. That's right. In our Blender, there is actually another type. It's called a crayon. Then we are in many places. Among the works of 3 circles and 2 miles. You can see some of the characters, or the edge of some objects. There will be some colored strokes, then such a stroke line. Some of them were created using crayons. Then I don't hope here. Use a crayon to outline the entire scene. I just wanted to add some bits and pieces. It seems to have some very vivid effects. You can use crayons to create. First, we can use the shortcut keys on the keyboard. Shift+A. Let's create a new crayon. So there are 6 types of crayons. Here we will first talk about the first type of blank space. After the blank crayon is created, no objects will be added to our scene. But in our outline window, you can indeed see a crayon object. It's really blank right now. It has nothing. It has only 1 point. Only 1 dot. Okay, just have this dot. Select this blank crayon object. Then we use the shortcut keys. Countertape key. We can enter a mode called drawing. Note that it is not vertex drawing. This is the drawing mode. Right? So you see the pattern changes a little bit. We can enter drawing mode. After entering drawing mode, we can see the crayons. It also has some brush types. You can draw whatever you want on the screen. This is the effect of our crayon drawing. Let's rotate the view. You will find the direction drawn by our crayon. In fact, it has something to do with the view orientation we just viewed. In other words, what does our view orientation look like? What does the direction it draws look like? Let's take a look. Did you see it? It's a bit similar to the annotation tool we used on the screen before. So besides crayons, we can draw as we wish. You can also set the material of the crayon. In the material, we can set some colors. Besides that, we can also set up. Where can it be pasted on our screen to draw? For example, you just want it to be drawn on a flat surface, or on a certain side. Right? You can also paste it on the surface of our object for drawing. In other words, the content we draw, it is actually attached to the surface of the object. Let's take a look. It's all a very interesting way. We actually don't need to stick it on the surface of the object. Let's just restore it to the way it was drawn using the origin. It is affected by our view direction. Then it doesn't matter. We all here hope that it will be erected. So overall, we will go to one of its withdrawal charts to draw. Then there will be the intensity of it on top, and the effectiveness of the brush. Besides that, we can set its color in the material. What about me here? I want to absorb a color from our lawn. Let's draw some grass one by one. So we can click on the material of this crayon. Note that you need to select your crayon sticker in its material part. Then we select the basic color below it. Click on the base color. Use this straw to suck up the color of the surface above us. At this time, you can draw some crayon lines, but you will find its color. It seems to be different from the color we picked up. And we seem to have reversed the angle. It will have some color changes. Did you see it? It seems magical. Why does this result occur? The reason is that by default, crayon, its material color, will be affected by light exposure. In our scene, in fact, there is a daylight. We made a simple sunbeam. So daylight is from our right. Photo to the left. Then it will think. If we look at it from this side, what you see is the backlight of the crayon. Go to the other side. It's the side facing the sun. It will naturally become brighter. This will cause it to look at a different angle. there will be color deviation. It's not quite what we want. So how to deal with this problem? We can set up the crayon data. In crayon data, there will be an option here. It's called light. It means your crayons will be affected by lighting. We can cancel it. After canceling, it will no longer change in color. That is to say, what color is the color you sucked out? What color does it paint? Will not be affected by some light. So we're going to cancel its lighting. Come and try it. Okay. After that, there were no problems. For the face we drew, it's all standing up. So we can go to its test chart to draw. After that drawing, let's adjust its position again. That's it. And it can be copied. So we just draw some randomly. The feeling of drawing some grass. Okay. You can also press the F key. Let's be a little thicker. Draw some thicker grass. The other one we can make a little bit more detailed. We just randomly drew a few lines, because it was drawn at side speed. So its position has all moved to one side. Isn't it? It doesn't matter. After painting, we can control Tip key. Enter its editing mode. Then we can take a look. The crayon itself, its core. It's like a curve. So you go into its edit mode. You can choose to adjust it by going to its vertex. Right? Select vertices to adjust. Everything is possible. Then we are here. What is it? Let's delete it. After we finish drawing, you can move its position, scale, or modify it. Everything is possible. We can put it in the edge of our model. Don't move too far to the side either. Otherwise, it will be exposed. Put a little less in there. Right? For example, what this looks like now. Then it is integrated into our picture. Then we copy it to the other side. RZ90 lets it rotate to the other side. Then let's position it. That detail, for example, where we want the grass to appear, able to have some flexible changes. Then we can select part of the crayon lines. Adjust it left or right. Is it going this way or this way? Or let's rotate it 180 degrees. Or we can choose. Let's adjust the vertices above it. You can use smoothing inside the attenuation margin. Let's adjust the position of the pen. What I am adjusting now is this. But you will find that my left side is also affected. We can check the attenuation margin. Only affects connected parts. It means, when we select this vertex to adjust, its attenuation will only affect the model connected to this point, although this is within the scope of its control. But since it is not connected, it will have no impact. I changed it to sharp. Then let's adjust it. In this case, it will be very convenient for us. Can adjust some shapes of some grasses. Make it look different from left to right. Right? Then we have them nearby too. I won't redraw it here. Just use the grass we drew. Let's give it a way to copy, rotate, and modify it. Just put it on. On this side, let's modify it directly. Rotate 90 degrees. Let's find a place to put it. A little bit further in. Actually, it can't see. Then if we rotate, we will see. So in this case, let's take a look. Is it from any of our perspectives? There will be some around it. A relatively good feeling of grass. Will be more flexible. I think it will work well. Let's copy it a little more. Make it richer. Let me take a look. Choose some. I'll zoom in a little bit more. Make it a little different. Let's take a look again. Right? The effect is good. Then I think there should be some grass here. So I can go and copy another group. Shift-Z. Sorry, should be X. Then its direction, we can make it a long X. Let's relax a little bit. It can be slightly higher. G. Okay. It feels great now. Besides that, we can also add some small details. Or come to the side. To choose your crayons. Of course you can. So go ahead and create a new rabbi. That means I'm going to paint some darker colors next. You can have light and dark colors be two different sets of rabbis. That is, two different groups of rabbis. I have copied it here. So it has a lot of rabbis. 3 kinds. Then I'll create a new one. CB plus A, we create a blank brush. So the next brush, what I plan to paint is this darker one. So still cancel the lighting effect for the newly created rabbi. Then let's set its material color. It's the darker one on the side. Then we select the new crayon. Control-Tip key to enter drawing. We can put it. Increase the intensity a bit, right? Then let's draw it. The brush aperture can be smaller. What kind of looks do I want here? I want several grass shapes like this. You can draw a few shapes first. Then you can copy and adjust. Good. It's one of my basic looks. Right? If you think it's too big, you can go into. It's an edit mode to zoom out. Right? If you think it's a little thick, we can also set it up. This line is thick. We can go to its crayon properties. Let's take a look at its width. Right? If you think it's a little wide, we can also do this in edit mode. Select all vertices, then Alt-S. You can make it smaller. Note that Outs is used. Direct S will enlarge its shape. If Outs, you can change its thickness. Likewise, you can select part of the point's Outs. It can make a certain part of the points thinner or thicker. Outs. Good. After having several looks like this, we can let it spread across our screen. We want it to be spread out in the middle of the screen. For example, the current location. Let's spread it out some. Then we can also select them to copy. Or move to some new location. Take the photo smaller and slightly downward. Us. See if it floats? A little floaty. Let's bring it down a little bit. It will float more. Let's also bring it down a little bit. Okay, then let's move their positions. Make it look relatively natural. It's also a little bit downward. Then we can copy. Shift-D, we copy. Shift-Z locks the Z-axis. Put it in some other position. Then S shrinks a little bit. Okay. Shift-D, let's copy again. You can change the orientation by yourself. For example, let's take a RZ90. A little bit this way. Right? Let its direction change slightly. In addition, let's copy another one with 2 heads. Copy a single. Put it here. It could be slightly smaller. Then move down. Right? Now some slightly darker. Then our left side is actually also needed. So you can go ahead and copy. Save D and then save along the Z-axis. The save Z-axis is locked like this. Good. Move this way. Take a look at your views to decide their orientation. 2Z90. It can make another copy facing your Y direction. Can be reduced a bit. Or enlarge it a bit. Zoom out a little bit. And then we can choose a little bit more. Select the Save Z box and copy it later. I picked it up too. Right? So it is a wrong operation. Okay, save ZY and copy some more later. Where is the direction? I would suggest some simple changes to both. The location is also facing -90, because after you change some directions, it will look like it won't be as heavy as A. Complex effect. 180 they, and we also change positions. RZ90. Let's take a look. The effect is much better now. What follows? We can also copy some. Later words. If we have a rotation angle animation, we can also let it works. Let's take a look. Now the effects of the other group are already there. Our way through crayons. After drawing all these small details on it, we will find the whole picture will look very rich. Right? Let's take a look at the effect of light colors. I hope it's on this side. There can be some on this side. Now it appears on this side. So if we start from the picture, looking at the past from the current perspective may not be seen. Then I'll copy it. I'm currently copying it in edit mode. CPD CPC, let it move forward. Then let's adjust it from the top diagram. Their location. You can adjust their relative positions arbitrarily. You can move it in any direction. R90 let it sit here. In order to avoid letting it interact with the group outside, there is too much repetition. So we can go and adjust some directions and locations for some of its scattered meadows. Let it intersperse some. It would be a little bigger. Let's shrink the S key a little bit. Alts is slightly more detailed. Can go down a little. It's also a little big. They both alts shrink. Let it alts again. S shrink. Okay, let's take a look. The effect is much better now, right? So if this is the case, our class, just some small details on our grass. I just told everyone. In fact, the part inside. You can also increase it slightly. I feel like it's a little empty. We can put some external effects. Let's go to Save Z to copy and move some over. Its height may be different. Let's deal with it a little bit. Its height and its location. Some may be blocked. So you may have to manually adjust it. Let's click on the blank space to see the current effect. Very good. Now the picture looks much richer. In this case, we will come back next class. Start the animation of your own scene. The details of our scene have been refined at this point. Okay, we're going to go to Ctrl+S to save our file. Then come back to the next class, and let's talk about the animation part.